Did we just watch a player skip the future star phase entirely? Because at 23 years old, Cade Cunningham isn't arriving. He's here. 26 points a night, 9 assists, all NBA, 7th in MVP voting. A franchise that's been wandering the desert for over a decade suddenly has a compass, and it points straight through number 2. What makes Cade so addictive to watch isn't only the numbers, it's the way he bends the game to his rhythm. Cooler, calmer, and more surgical than anyone at his position. While most guards live in 5th gear, Cade does damage in 2nd and 3rd. He ambles into the paint, shields with that 6'6" frame, scans like a chess engine, and then, only when the defense commits, he picks the lock. No chase for cheap whistles, no wasted dribbles, just clean, repeatable basketball that holds up when the lights burn hottest. That control shows up first in the mid-range, where the analytics era tells you to be cautious, but Cade tells you to relax. He doesn't sprint to spots, he arrives at them. One hard dribble to the elbow, a shoulder to nudge space, then that soft rise that looks the same whether he's passing or pulling. If the lane cracks open, he finishes through contact. If it doesn't, he lasers a pass to the corner without breaking posture. Watch the cadence. Tiny hesitations, a decoy look-off, the ball released half a beat before the window closes. It's the style purists dream about. No gimmicks, no hunting for freebies, just a lead guard who runs an offense the way a conductor runs a symphony. But beauty without bite doesn't move standings. Cade brought both. Last season, he jumped to 26.1 points, 9.1 assists, and 6.1 boards, with career highs in field goal percentage, threes, and free throws, while answering the durability question with 70 games at 35 minutes per night. The spikes were loud, a 20-point, 11-rebound, 18-assist masterpiece against Miami, 9 triple-doubles.
Zoom in and his playmaking pops even more. This is where the tape turns into evidence. Cade creates high-quality shots for teammates at a rate that lives in the league's top percentiles. And you can feel it in the partnerships. The rhythm with shooters like Malik Beasley, the timing with Jalen Duren on lobs, the way he strings out pick and rolls until the weak side tagger blinks. He'll snake around the screen, keep his dribble alive, and hold the big in limbo just long enough to choose wrong. Close the rim and he flips to a floater. Take away the roll and he fires a one-handed skip that lands chest high in the shooter's pocket. When you tally it all, Cade's points plus his assists account for a massive chunk of Detroit's offense on any given night. And the numbers aren't a one-off jump. They've climbed each season, from 5.6 assists as a rookie to 7.5 in year 3 to 9.1 now. That's not luck, that's a processor getting faster. Leadership isn't a stat, but with Cade you can see it. Think back to the early months, the late hook in traffic to beat Atlanta, the calm banked 3 against Miami with seconds left, the triple-double at Madison Square Garden that felt less like a milestone and more like a message. He rarely raises his voice, but the team rises with him. Veterans get easier looks, young guys get organized touches. Before Jaden Ivey went down, he was trending toward career numbers. Beasley shattered his season marks from deep because Cade kept feeding him the same clean look, over and over, on time and on balance. The vibe is simple. Around Cade, everyone eats. When a group feels that, you start to hear it in post-game quotes, and see it in extra passes the next night. None of this happened in a straight line. The arc matters because it explains the edge. Year 1 brought flashes, 17th of May, 5, and the feel we all noticed. Year 2 slapped back with a season-ending injury, and the Pistons tumbled. Year 3 lived inside turbulence, without the stability a developing star usually needs. This past season, under a new voice and a clearer structure, Cade didn't just recover, he accelerated. 26 and 9 with better efficiency and more control. Even so, trimming the forced cross-court heaters late in games is the next small unlock. And defensively, isolation tape against explosive wings can get rough. He'll need to keep sharpening his hips and his first slide while the scheme does its job behind him. None of these weaknesses are identity-level flaws. They're projects, and Cade treats projects like deadlines. So where does this go? Look at the typical MVP runway for great lead initiators. Year 5 or 6 is when the league starts asking if the numbers, the wins, and the story all line up. Cade just finished 7th in voting. If the finishing ticks up, if the turnovers taper down, and if Detroit stacks another 12 to 15 wins, he doesn't just enter the conversation.
He walks into the room and sits near the front. The field won't be friendly. Jokic, Giannis, SGA, Luka, and more. But Cade has the one thing award races always reward: a narrative that makes sense. Dragged a franchise out of the dark with poise and precision plays well in April, and even better in June. What makes Cade singular in this era isn't that he's the flashiest or the loudest. It's that he feels like the counter trend. While the league rockets faster and faster, he wins by deciding when to go slow. While some guards hunt contact like a coupon, he chases leverage. While schemes dare you into math-approved shots, he gets to his spots and forces the math to adjust. It's why older fans call him a throwback, and why younger hoopers clip his footwork. He doesn't need to dominate every second of a game to control it. He only needs the seconds that matter. Detroit's future isn't guaranteed. No team's is. But for the first time in a long time, the roadmap is clear. Give Cunningham spacing, a healthy role threat, and one more reliable secondary creator, and the floor rises by itself. Keep the defense connected behind him, and those late-game possessions get simpler, because he's reading fewer bodies and punishing more mistakes. The exciting part is that we're already seeing it happen. The Pistons didn't just stack wins. They learned how to—
I'll end with this. There are stars who put up numbers and stars who organize winning. Cade does both. That's why his game feels different, and that's why it's scaling. Drop your favorite Cade moment in the comments. The bagged three, the hook in traffic, the 18-assist night, because I want to see which play had you up out of your seat. If you're into clean, high IQ hoops and stories of players who bend the league on their terms, hit like, subscribe, and stick around. We're just getting started with this Cade era, and the rest of the East is about to feel it.